Okay. Oop.
Remember one day Tony came into the studio and he had a silk shirt on, and on top of the silk shirt he had a sort of a little sweater, sleeveless sweater. And we were recording and it was like, God, what are we hearing? What are we hearing? And the engineer's like, oh, I think it's a sweater. And we're like, hey, Tony, can you take your sweater off? Takes the sweater off. Back to rolling again. Sound's still there. So he took his sweater off and went back to rolling, and turned out it was a shirt that was making the noise. And we were like, Tony, it's the shirt, it's a silk shirt. And so he's like, it's okay, I got a t-shirt on underneath. So he was down,
just stripping down.
he was stripping down into his t-shirt, and did the rest of the session in his t-shirt. But that was the thing with Tony, is he just loved, he loved working. And for part of the production, he was shooting at night on a movie, and there were a couple of days where he came in and he only had like a couple hours of, a few hours of sleep. And I remember saying, like, we can reschedule the session, and he's like, no, let's do it. And he always was
Nailed
there
it.
to give it his all.
I bet the agent in this photo is the poor guy that Hector just shot.
I'll keep it.
Okay, here's the plan. I need a disguise so I can get close to Hector, and a gun so we'll have something to talk about when I get there.
If you figure out that part, I'll go find out where he is.
His casino tower is directly above these headquarters.
All right, meet me there.
Volunteers quickly for dangerous work. She could be very useful to the cause.
As far as I'm concerned, she is the cause.
One of the standard things that happens in noir is a guy meets a woman that just spirals him into a world of shadows and intrigue and stuff like that. And sometimes it's because it's a femme fatale who's up to no good, and sometimes it's also a totally innocent woman who just happens to be on this path that she's in sort of trouble, and he gets pulled into it. So you meet Meche in this world, and it spins Manny off into this whole different path. But it's really, for some reason, it was important to me that Manny was actually partially to blame, or feel like he was partially to blame.
Right.
Like he thought he had caused her to be lost.
Right.
When it was actually more Domino's fault that she got sent off. He stole her number 9 ticket.
Well, you didn't want to blame the woman, like
Well, no.
say Double Indemnity does, or
Yeah, where she was actually scheming and
Yeah.
and where this is more just someone who Manny feels like he has caused misfortune to come to.
right, or Maltese Falcon does, for that matter. Yeah.
Geez, the whole old movie references.
Calling all cars, calling all cars.
Manuel, is everything okay?
Just testing the equipment, Sal.
Salvadore, maybe you should shut that thing off so we can talk.
Hey now. I'm interrupting something, am I? Ooh.
Memo to all agents. Priority urgent. In light of the recent disappearances, all agents are ordered to avoid travel in unlit areas until further notice. Any messages for me?
Nope, calls stopped coming for you the day you left. They're still sending you that lingerie catalog, though.
We haven't done it in too many games, but having a year transition between things and changing the location and letting you pick up friends and travel, like, just allows you to have so much character development, where
Totally.
Manny and Gladys have now been through a lot of stuff together, and they're in different clothes, which is, they're in different jobs, and they've moved from town to town together, and just starts to build this real friendship between them, which is nice. And I think I realized I'm going to put 4-year transitions in all games, so we can have that kind of relationship building.
Who's the plant nut?
That nut is Hector Lemon's personal munitions expert, Bowsley, a.k.a. the Florist. That was his job in the old world, but here he's a botanical weapons expert. This has left him fairly conflicted.
Why does he make Sproutella for Hector instead of our side?
We've been trying to recruit him for years, but his lab is in Hector's tower. He's untouchable.
Yeah, I remember having to get extensions. That was like my favorite.
Oh, yeah.
No, I would have to go in because I'd be the same thing. Because I always advocate for the artist, and I did. I mean, that's why I loved working with Tim. He's so creative. And so we would talk and collaborate, and then when I'm like, no, look, this is the date, because I'm trying to say the date, and then he did the, the ship story. And so then we had to go get more time. And I was like, well, how are we going to do that? And then he was like, here's my technique. I go into Jack's office and I stay in there and I threaten to light myself on fire and I just scream and I stay in there until he extends the date. And I'm like, that's a great strategy.
Yeah, it worked.
I know. It worked. Threaten to light myself on fire.
Well,
That's
see,
one
we
of
would
my
never
favorites.
try that in the sound department because Jack would just say, "Go ahead."
Yeah.
That's scary.
I imagine these pigeons being all over the game, everywhere. And they just showed up in a couple places, and it made me sad.
I think I wrote up a crappy bug about that. And I said, we want more pigeons.
Thank you, man. Thank
Closed.
I think we ran into the polygon limit, and we could only have so many. The pigeons,
We're
because
alpha flats. There were many alpha
yeah,
flats.
but there were a lot of them, and they were actually some of the highest poly things in the games.
It's my fault.
Because I think every bone got built on the pigeons.
They were actually really fun to animate.
Yeah, the pigeons were a real fiasco.
It's kind of
Sorry,
hard.
Alex.
It was my first
No,
experience.
I appreciate this. Finally brings some closure to the pigeon.
I'm answering your bug right now.
Right now. I'm gonna
Let's
go
close
back
this
and
bug
check this
out.
off.
That was also my first experience animating something and not knowing how it was going to be used. So that was kind of like a different mental shift for me. And it was just the first time I had to make a bunch of idles and loops or, takeoffs and lands that all had to work together. It was pretty interesting. I remember swearing.
Come here, little Manny. Ow! Hey, must be little Meche.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Look at that.
I forgot about this set.
That looks like a painting or something. That's weird.
Yeah, this is one of the. Yeah, when you get a Peter Chan drawing, this one was a Widowmaker as well, where you just thought, how does that pipe go into that?
Things didn't quite line up.
Yeah, I was going to say that environment with the pipes in it, it almost had like a Day of the Tentacle or Sam Max feel to it. There's a lot of distortion in the pipes and felt a little more wacky than what we see in the rest of the environments.
No, definitely.
Hello down there. Ooh, never mind. Go back to sleep, whatever you are.
Okay, so it looks like we can go up. Oh. There we go. Oh, okay. But actually click here. Okay, and
The big wall of concept art that was like and 15 feet tall, and you'll see on the internet, probably see some of it on the special edition of these pencil drawings that are, and you only get to see them one at a time, but there were hundreds of them, and they were all pinned up to this giant corkboard.
Yeah, it's like wallpaper.
Like wallpaper, yeah. It was amazing to see this beautiful art transform from these pencil drawings on the wall into the game in front of you, and
it kept the style in a lot of cases. I mean, some of the things were the 3D
faithfulness.
scenes were amazing.
Yeah, the faithfulness to those original Peter Chan drawings is incredible.
See what's up here, shall we?
It's not like Johnny Thunder lets just anybody in his review. No. I mean, being allowed to wear the Johnny Thunder makeup is an honor. Yes. A privilege. Yes. So I said to her, you give me that 10% discount or I'm taking my business elsewhere. You said that? Well, yes. I was mad, you know. And then, here's the good part. Wow.
Right, I think. Ooh, hang on.
Oh, are you here for the Thunder Boy tryouts?
Yes, I am.
Yes, I am.
Oh, that's too bad. Because we just got the last 2 parts. Maybe next season.
Hmm.
One of the cool things about this game too is that there's a few characters that actually went through costume changes throughout the game, which was a nice detail.
No, and it really gives you a sense of time, time passing.
Hmm.
Show business coffee.
Let's get try this with these guys.
Oh, coffee, great.
Do-do-do-do-do-do-do.
About time we got a PA around here. Hey, kid, keep it black and keep it coming, all right?
Let's put it back for now. Maybe we've got to do something about it.
A real amateur? You don't say.
So we've got to get rid of these guys somehow. Got anything yet that can help us with that? Picture of that guy. No. No, I don't think we've got anything we can use yet. Do. Right. Do. Okay, let's see what's this way.
Got to figure out some way to disguise this pretty face before I hit the streets.
Okay. Do. Down the ladder, that's it. Good, Manny. Good. Ooh. A Z. Ooh.
I think something that helped make this game, one of the secrets to it, is just watching a lot of old movies.
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot of this, it's like some of them are references, but a lot of them are like plot elements, ideas of relationships between people. Is the subtle stuff that came out of watching old black and white movies, because they just did stuff so differently then. And I mean, I know there were formula movies back then, but they're not the current formulas, you know, and they're not as pat as the movies you'd watch today. They're surprising. Like old film noir movies have relationships between people that feel really different than modern relationships. Some of them are messed up and based on old social things, and some of them are just like cooler. It's weird.
Well, there's a certain stoicism that you don't,
and a certain
kind of reserve maybe you don't see in characters,
and a little bit of an honesty in characters. Like nowadays,
time,
like you don't think the way people talk now. There's different layers of meaning to everything and different subtexts.
Say everything's cool, which means know, which means F you, which means that no, it's more like. Things
so even though they're old, they're very refreshing, is what I'm saying. Like Casablanca has a lot of just honest people talking honestly to each other in a way that's different than a modern movie.
Okay, I don't know what's down there, but I have issues with it. How about this one? Anyone down here? Monsters? Again? Can anyone hear me besides the scary monster? Dang.
Guess not. Okay, so that's a dead end too. Oh, have I thought? So maybe there's something I think I've missed something. I think I missed a few things, but One thing's definitely up here. Going up the hill. Up the hill? Up the ladder.
Of course, as soon as I save up enough money for a... What? You can't just buy a double N? Well, I know somebody who knows somebody who knows Hector Lamans. Wow, you know everybody.
Ah.
Hey, out of the dressing room. We got all the Thunder Boys we need.
Hey, get lost. No autographs.
Ah, there we go. I need this thing.
Well, I guess so.
Mm-hmm. Ooh. There we go.
There's no... This is a really boring fact. I'm going to share it anyway. There's no inventory combinations in Grim Fandango. You can't use an object with another object in your inventory.
Oh, that's right.
So if you want to put the bone in the bone grinder, you have to put them in this receptacle in the room. Another weird mechanical contrivance from my own head. A handheld snow grinder that would plug into a giant snow grinder. I'm sure they have those, right?
Wait, what's a snow grinder?
It's like a fake, like to make fake snow for the show. And this is what I'm talking about. You can't use the hand with the snow grinder. So you put the snow grinder down, and then put the hand in it, and then pick it up. And that's how you combine. This is a one-object combination puzzle we have. I don't know why the lid on it closes. That was like really important, technically.
Ah, okay. So I'll leave it here. I'm gonna go find the hand. I haven't got that. Got to rip it off. All will become clear. Hopefully. Go down this ladder. Slowly. Slowly.
Look out!
Hang on. No, I can't talk to him. Okay. Now, if you remember vaguely, not the parrots. It was said once that the pigeons basically home in on a picture of somebody.
Okay, don't bite. This is a note. You like notes, remember?
So if we show him the picture of this guy, we fly off
Here goes nothing.
to where his body is.
Go, baby, por la revolución.
And the note, as you know, it says, "I'm coming to sprout you myself. I know what you're up to." Or other way around. You know. See, there he is. Uh-oh. No! Poor pigeon. I know what you've been up to.
Hector's messengers. With a message for me? I know what you're up to. I've been watching. I'm coming to sprout you myself. Yours truly, Hector Lamans. I knew it! I knew it was out to get me the all time! You'll never find my secret hideout, Hector. You're going to have to find yourself another Flores!
Woohoo! Ah, that looks familiar. Ah.
Better save this part from sprouting.
So now we're going to find him, but that's a bit more complicated. Ooh, where's Glottis gone? There it is. They still work, huh?
I didn't put in too many late nights, but there was one where I was in the office at 2 in the morning just making notes on the script, and all of a sudden Chuck Jordan walks by my office and says, "Hi," and there was a way about him that 10 minutes later I got up from my desk and went over to his office and went in and said, "Did you just get in?" And he's like, "Yeah." He's like, "I get in at 2. At 2 in the morning." He's like, "Yeah." And I guess that he had put in so many late nights that his whole time clock had shifted, and so he said to Tim, he's like, "Hey, is it okay if I just come in at 2 in the morning?" And Tim was like, "Sure."
Not so high!
Right, up the ladder. Let's get the snow thingy-majig. There's a reason why we need to put the bone in it in a minute. Do 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 do.
I think he'd be happy to know his body was serving the cause like this.
I am a busy man. So what did you...
I'm just trying to remember what to do with those two. Maybe I need something else. Right. So, Sproutella reacts with bones.
The flakes of bone are sprouting when they hit the puddle and turning into baby tears.
I didn't put in too many.
I saw Bowsley run down here. Where did he go?
Aha! The trick is to walk to each section. Whoops. Too far. I turn around. Whoop. Whoop, no. Turn around.
Okay, I think I could follow the trail this way, but I need a little light.
There we go.
Hey, what's that?
What's what?
That must be the Flores hideout.
No, not that. The thing coming at us!
Huh? Ah! Okay. Just a second. Up. Hey, ugly. Oh, hang on.
There was a certain amount of improvisation. The more towards the end of the game you got, the more the musicians improvise, and so sort of like
this sounds like
everything's
the Meadow kind of, isn't it?
It is. It's a little bit like. In fact, I think it's a remix of some of the tracks I used on the Meadow, and they're sort of riffing on the Hector theme.
Wait, how are they? Where's the Hector theme in this?
The da 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 is part of.
Dun, 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 dun. Oh my God! You're ripping this whole game wide open with this Hector
Just
conspiracy.
kind of this, yeah. It's what I do is hum the Hector theme to them before they would start jamming.
Okay, and as you saw, he turned around. His tail's now underneath the Bone Wagon. So, squash! Stay, boy, stay. There we go. Easy as that.